Okay, again, using your calculator, we're going to look at significance test. In this case, we're going to look at the 1 proportion z-test. One example of the 1 proportion z-test is we're testing a proportion against a specific value. Suppose we take a random sample and 35 out of 50 in that sample have blue hair. We think the population is 60% blue-haired people. Is there evidence from the sample that the percent with blue hair is different than 60%? So we have 1 proportion, 35 out of 50. We're comparing it to a specific proportion. So we're going to go to second distribution. I'm sorry, you're going to go to stat, then test, and we scroll down to 1PropZtest. Now, when you're doing this on the P exam, do not write 1PropZtest. You are going to write, I performed a 1 proportion z-test on the sample. Our P naught, that's 60%. That is our null hypothesis, the statement of no difference. So in this case, we put a 0.6. We had 35 people with blue hair. We had 50 people overall. Now, this is 70%. So if I would have said 70% of my population, of 70% of my sample had blue hair, I could have written this 0.7 times 50. Oh, sorry about that. 0.7. Oh, there we go. I could have written this 0.7 times 50. Anyway, there we go. And that would have put the 35 in. If there's a decimal, I just delete my decimal. And I said different then, so this is a two-tailed test. I click calculate. Our p-hat is 0.7. Our p-value is 0.1489. In this case, we would fail to reject the null hypothesis. It appears, see, p-value, I'm writing Greek here. My p-value is 0.1489, which is greater than 0.05. There is not enough evidence to say that the proportion is different. Now, if I said I think more than 60% of the people have blue hair, that would change my test to be a one-tailed test. So I change this to a greater than. Notice this p-value is 1/2 the other p-value because it's a one-tailed instead of two-tailed. My proportion is greater than 0.6. I still would fail to reject at the 0.05 level. I could say I'd reject at the 0.1 level. Depending, you just have to state which alpha level you're using. So again, our z is 1.44, our test statistic. Our p-value is 0.07. Our sample statistic was 0.7, and our n was 50. So just to look back at it again, stat, test, 1PropZtest, our null hypothesis, what happened in our sample, whether it's a one-tailed test greater, one-tailed less, not equal, and we calculate. We can also draw this. It gives us a visual of the normal curve. The black area is the area of our p-value. Notice that's listed right here. The less black this is, the more significant it is. So this test is not significant. Fail to reject. It doesn't appear that there's evidence to say they're different, or there's not enough evidence to say they're different.